Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about how to get your manifestation faster, how to speed up your manifestation and basically get it 10 times faster. Before I start, if you're new, make sure that you hit the like button and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and let's hop into it. So the first thing that you have to do is you have to expand your manifestation, and you also have to expand your vibrations. So what does that mean? So expanding your manifestation, you can basically think of it as dreaming bigger. Like if you've ever heard someone tell you, hey, think bigger, you need to think bigger. That's basically what it is. It's like when people tell you like shoot for the stars, if you miss, you'll still land on the moon. It's kind of like that. You want to like amplify and magnify your goals so that even if you don't necessarily get to where you want to be, like the sort of momentum will still get you to a place where you can be happy. So for example, if you want to manifest like a certain amount of money, a really fun thing to do that I hear a lot in the law of attraction community is to just add a zero to it. So say you want to manifest like $10,000, you're gonna add a zero and you're gonna want to manifest $100,000. You're gonna think bigger. And I think it's very like human nature to whatever we think is possible, that's what we'll aim for. But once we realize that something bigger or something better is possible, then we'll realize that actually our previous goal was a lot smaller than what was actually possible. So a fun example is you can think about like the person who runs the fastest mile. So I think back in the day it used to be like what, like 6 minutes or something, until one person ran it in like 4 or 5 minutes. And then every year after that, there were so many people who ran it in 4 or 5 minutes. Because once we realize that like this bigger possibility is possible, then we will reach for it. And so you always have to aim higher and you always have to dream bigger and think bigger. Because then even if you don't get to like that bigger goal, you're still gonna get to like your actual goal, if that makes sense. And you can also do this with like time limits. So if you're like, oh, in a year, I want to be like X, Y, and Z, you can shorten it. You can be like, okay, in 6 months, I want to be there. And then that will kind of speed up your process and it'll speed up like your momentum so that you get there faster. Okay, and then how are you going to expand and raise your vibrations? What you're gonna do is you're going to allow yourself to feel more, to feel bigger. So when you're doing your visualization and you're like thinking about all the happiness and all the joy that you would have when you have all of the things that you are trying to manifest, really let yourself go and really let yourself allow yourself to feel it to like the fullest extent. Sometimes when we visualize, we allow ourselves to feel happy and joyous, but we don't like fully commit. And the more you can sort of amplify these emotions and kind of make it like more dramatic, you can be like more excited and happier about it, then that's how you're going to expand your vibrations. That's how you're going to be able to raise your vibrations. And again, it's about momentum. You're going to be able to sort of expand a lot more rapidly. And when your vibrations expand rapidly, then the things that you want will come to you faster. You're going to be able to attract faster. Okay, the next one is milestones. So there's this idea in the law of attraction community that there's like usually a bubble of what you think is possible for yourself. And sometimes when you're a beginner, when you're starting out, they recommend that you kind of try to stay pretty like just like right outside of the bubble of what you think is realistic for you to manifest. And you do that in the beginning because you are essentially kind of like doing a practice run. And so when you achieve like the small goal that you set, then you get like feelings of gratification, but also feelings of confirmation that you can manifest, that you're able to do it, and that you can get what you want. And on the other hand, if you're trying to manifest something that's like really, really big, that's so far outside of the realm of what you think is possible, then what can happen sometimes is there might be like doubt. You might be like, oh, that's so big, like how am I actually gonna get there? Like, and that's when the doubts will creep in. So a good technique is to break your big manifestation into like smaller milestones. So if you're trying to lose like, I don't know, 20 pounds, let's say, instead of being like, I'm gonna lose 20 pounds, you can start with like, okay, I'm gonna lose 5 pounds, and then 10, and then 15, and then 20. Breaking it down into smaller, like sort of bite-sized pieces, it's gonna help you in a few ways. It's gonna eliminate all of the doubt that you might have that might start to creep in because you're like, oh, you know, 5 pounds, a smaller goal, doesn't feel so bad. It feels pretty realistic that I can do this. But also every time you hit that milestone, you're gonna feel like joyous and happiness. You're gonna feel accomplished. You're gonna be like, it's gonna reaffirm that you can do this because you already achieved one of your goals, that you can achieve your goals, that you can get everything that you want. So that is one of my favorite things to do. And this is only going to like expand the feelings of abundance and feelings of gratitude. And it's going to just confirm all of the things that you want to be confirmed, essentially. Number 3, I love this one. It's basically using symbols, and you can do this in a few different ways. One of my personal favorite is to use crystals. So if I want to manifest like wealth and abundance, then I associate that personally with jade, like the jade crystal. So I have like jade jewelry that I kind of leave around my house in like different spots, so that when I'm just going about my day normally, I will see that jade like 3 or 4 times per day. And every time I see it, I'm like, oh yes, that's right, I'm gonna manifest wealth and abundance. That's right, my life is so abundant and I'm so grateful and thankful. And I also will associate like a belief with that item. So what I associate is like wealth is coming my way, or like abundance is coming my way. So every time I see it, then that kind of message repeats in my head, and that repetition will help you manifest and attract faster, because it's gonna help, again, confirm your beliefs. And whenever you are able to like strengthen and expand your faith in something, whenever you are able to like really believe that it's coming, it's already done, gonna happen so much faster. And the next one is to follow signs. So if you've been trying to manifest something, right, for a really long time and it's like not working, that could be a sign that you should pivot. And I don't necessarily think that you should give up on it, because even though a lot of people will be like, yeah, as soon as I decided to give up on that thing, it came to me like the second after, or like the day after. So sometimes that does happen, but for me, I like to just kind of pivot. So if you're trying to manifest like your soulmate, for example, and maybe you're on like dating apps, or maybe you're going on a bunch of first dates and you're just like not seeing results, but you're like, oh, I'm gonna keep doing it, I'm gonna keep trying, I'm gonna keep trying, because I'm afraid that if I stop trying, then I'm not gonna get what I want. So that's you sort of thinking that you have to do something in order to get something else. That's you thinking you have to go on dating apps, or you have to go on a bunch of first dates in order to meet your soulmate. That's you thinking that you have to put in all this work in order to manifest, in order to get what you want, when that's sometimes not true. Sometimes if things aren't working, it might be good to take a step back and pivot. Like maybe instead of focusing on that, you can focus on just like finding self-love. Maybe you can focus on just the things that make you feel happy, because there's a difference between want and desire. So like if you want to find a soulmate, right, that could be your ego. So you might have to ask yourself, like, why do I want to find a soulmate? Is it because I just want to feel feelings of love and happiness? And if that is what I want, then is a soulmate the only thing that would give me that? Because sometimes it's other things. Sometimes it's like your pets. Sometimes it's like self-love that you're missing. And sometimes it's like you have to love yourself first. You have to feel feelings of love and an abundance of love in your life first, to then be able to attract the right person. It doesn't mean that you can't attract the wrong person. Like if you keep trying, you can definitely force it and like attract the wrong person, but ultimately it's not gonna give you like what you're looking for, is what I'm saying basically. So sometimes you have to kind of let go. And that doesn't mean that you're giving up. It just means that maybe this isn't how you're gonna find it. And sometimes we're afraid. Sometimes we're like, oh, I'm scared that if I stop doing this, I'm not gonna get what I want. And that fear will kind of keep us from letting go of things. But if you are scared, let go anyways, and you will be rewarded. The more you let go, and the more you have faith and believe that if this isn't going to work out, then that means something better is in store, the better off you're going to be, because forcing things will just never work out for you. Okay, that's it for today's little video. I hope that you found value in this, and I hope that this message reached you at a time that was impactful. If it did, I trust that you will like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!